world, once, did not belong to us. North America, an earth-shaking hunt begins. In Africa, a river runs red with blood. In Asia, a shadow moves beneath the sands. In South America, the ground begins to shake, because when a 70-ton giant walked, the earth itself trembled. Have you ever wondered, did dinosaurs live in just one place? Or did they rule the entire world? At the same time, they left their mark on every continent we know today. They ruled beneath the same sky. This was not a regional story. This was a global empire. And then, 66 million years ago, in a single moment, everything was erased. In this video, we will uncover which dinosaur ruled which land, and how they all shared the same fate. And in the end, we will seek the answer to one question: did they truly go extinct? The answer is more complex than you think, because this is not just a story of extinction. This is the story of a dominance that spread across the entire planet. They were not just powerful, they adapted, they diverged, they evolved. 230 million years ago, all the land on Earth was joined together into a single massive supercontinent, Pangaea. And as the continents drifted apart, the planet became a world shaped by them. The Atlantic Ocean did not yet exist. The Himalayas had not yet risen. Humans did not exist, but a small, two-legged dinosaur did. And no one knew that its lineage would one day change the fate of the world. Pangaea cracked, oceans were born, and isolation began. Isolation accelerates evolution. In North America, a different predator rose. In Africa, an entirely different predator evolved. And in South America, gigantic proportions evolved. The world was no longer a single ecosystem. There were multiple kingdoms. On the same planet, at the same time, across different continents. Different apex predators ruled. This was something history had never seen before. Because no land animal had ever before dominated the entire planet so completely. But power is fragile, and no matter how vast it becomes, a single event can erase a global empire in seconds. The real question is this: did this empire truly collapse in a single instant? Or had the warning signs begun long before? Today, the fossils tell us something. They were not rulers of just one region, but of the entire planet. What you are about to see is not just which dinosaur lived where. What you will witness is how a species rose on a planetary scale, and how, at the same time, they all shared the same fate. Now let me ask you a question. If a species can dominate an entire planet, what could truly stop it? Power, weakness, or an unseen breaking point? The dinosaurs collapsed at their peak. What I will show in the final moments proves that the summit is the most dangerous place to stand. Dinosaurs were not a single species. They were the outcome of hundreds of different ecosystems, each shaping them in different ways. On one continent, giant long necks stretched toward the sky. On another continent, small and swift hunters evolved. Some developed armor, others developed pack intelligence. Some evolved for speed, others for size. The planet became divided, almost like a vast experimental ground, and each region produced a different survival strategy. In North America, the balance of the ecosystem revolved around a single apex predator, Tyrannosaurus rex. But this power was not just about muscle, vision, smell, bone-crushing bite force. This was a masterpiece of biological engineering. But being this specialized also comes with risk. Because when the environment changes, extreme specialization stops being an advantage. In Africa, the situation was different. Tyrannosaurus, a semi-aquatic adaptation. A long snout, conical teeth, a diet dominated by fish. In South America, the limits of size were pushed. Giant sauropods rose above the forests. High access to food, dense vegetation, periods of low predatory pressure. The result, record-breaking mass. But being large means being dependent on greater amounts of energy. And when the energy chain breaks, the first to collapse are usually the largest. Asia wrote a different story. Here, speed and agility took the lead. Velociraptor. Feathers, claws, coordinated pack hunting. A small body can be a great advantage, because it is more flexible in the face of change. And this detail matters. The lineages that survived the extinction were often the smaller ones. And perhaps the most striking truth is this: extinction did not strike everyone the same way. Some turned to ash, some rose to the skies, and the story did not end where we thought it did. Because what ended 66 million years ago may have been only an age. The real answer in part 2. If you want to understand human history and planetary scale rises of power, don't forget to subscribe to Axiom Earth and turn on notifications to stay informed about new cinematic documentaries. In the next episode, I will show you what extinction truly set in motion. Axiom Earth.